Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to the conversation. So today I'm going to be talking about my man Giannis Antetokounmpo, and the question is, will he win a back-to-back MVP this season? So that's what I'm going to get into this video. So let's go. So we all know that Giannis Antetokounmpo, in most people's eyes, is probably the best player in the world, at least at this moment. Some people may say Kawhi, some people may say LeBron, some people may say James Harden, whoever it is. But if you look at what Giannis is, being able to do thus far in the season, it's going to be really hard. You're going to be really hard pressed to make a case for someone else being better than him. I mean, it's going to be really hard to do that, and I'll tell you why. So let's just go into the numbers before I get into the team and everything. Last season, Giannis Antetokounmpo was playing 32.8 minutes a game. He got you 27.7 points a game. He shot 58% from the floor. He shot 73% from the free throw line. He got you 12.5 rebounds and a steal and 1.5 blocks. And we all know how sensational he was, and he ended up winning the regular season MVP. It's just that when he went up against the Toronto Raptors in the playoffs last year, they kind of had a meltdown after taking the first two games in that series, losing 4 in a row, after winning those first two games. And a lot of people were saying that Giannis was exposed because he doesn't have a perimeter game, and Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors have really, created the blueprint on how to beat him. So that was a narrative coming out of the playoffs last season. So coming into this season, if you guys remember, this season prior to that, Kobe challenged Giannis to win an MVP, and he did so. And this season, he challenged him to be an NBA champion. And we all know the mentality that Giannis Antetokounmpo has. He's one of the most ferocious basketball players. We recently did a video comparing him and Shaq, and I said he's the modern day, he's the modern day Shaq. Now, obviously, Shaq is a one-on-one, but if we're talking about from a physicality standpoint and aggressiveness, there's no one really that has been this dominant, at least from a physical, from a physical standpoint, since I saw Shaq. This is just my opinion. I think that Giannis Antetokounmpo, no one player can really handle his physicality. Now, yes, if you're playing team defense on him, you may make an argument. Hey, look what happened at the playoffs last season. All of these things are true, but that's just where I stand on that, on that debate. But going into this season, the question was he going to improve? And he needed to improve to be able to get over the hump and come out of the Eastern Conference to make it to the finals. So let's see what Giannis is doing this season. So this season, he's averaging 31.4 points a game, getting you 12.7 rebounds and 5.5 assists. The only thing that's down is his assists, but his points are up and his rebounds are up. But the most telling thing is that this season he's shooting 34% from the three-point line, and he's averaging 5.1 three-pointers a game. Now, that was one of the major glaring holes in Giannis's offense. It was his ability to shoot perimeter shots. Not too long ago, he put up a career high hitting 5 three-pointers against the Los Angeles Lakers. And LeBron, when they asked him, like, hey, man, what do you think about that performance? He was like, I tip my hat to the guy. I mean, when the guy is hitting three-pointers, there's absolutely nothing you can do. They asked Paul Pierce, like, what do you think about what's happening with Giannis? And he's like, I don't even think this guy is in his prime. He's only 25 years old. Most players get into their prime when they hit 26, 27, and they stay there probably until they're 30 or 31. And he's like, I don't even know if this guy is in his prime, which means that he still has more room to improve. But in this video, we're talking about the MVP debate, and that's a debate at hand. The question is, can he win again for a consecutive year? In order for that to happen, in my opinion, I think he has to have some team success. So let's look at how the Bucks are actually doing this season. The Bucks currently have the best record in the league after knocking off the Lakers. They're 26-4, in the Eastern Conference, and they have the best record overall. Now, the most astonishing thing, the most glaring thing to note about this is that Giannis doesn't have a second bona fide all-star. Every other team out there that has a dynamic duo, there are at least 2 people. You got Kawhi, you got Paul George, you got LeBron, you got AD, you got James Harden, you got Russell Westbrook, you got Kyrie Irving, you got Kevin Durant, but it's just Giannis. And somehow, some way, this team, the Milwaukee Bucks, keep winning. That is the most astonishing thing about what's transpiring with the Bucks. And I think that if they continue to perform at this clip, if they continue to win, if Giannis continues to improve or maintain his level of productivity, there's no way that you're going to be able to deny him another MVP award. Because if you know that if that were the case and you would start thinking, well, maybe it should be LeBron, you know that it's not based anymore on what actually transpired during the season. Now, I get a lot of people like Nick Wright and Shannon Sharp and others have agendas. So they're going, they're going to skew towards LeBron because they're fans of, they're fans of him. I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard fan. That doesn't mean I'm going to be stupid enough to say, oh, Kawhi Leonard should be, the regular season MVP when Giannis is doing what he's doing. But in my opinion, at the rate at which he's going at the rate, if they keep winning like this and he continues to improve, there's no way you're going to be able to keep that from him. And I think he's going to win it for two reasons. Number one, it's because he's been able to improve his perimeter play. He's now shooting three-pointers. He's now taking perimeter shots. So you can see a clear improvement in his game. And if he won the regular season MVP last season and he's playing better this year, how can you now hold that against him and say, oh, well, someone else to do it? I don't even think James Harden is in the discussion. Anyone that has a second bona fide all-star, you can't be in a discussion because he's doing it on his own. The Milwaukee Bucks' success will ride on the ability for Giannis to be able to perform night in and night out. That's the first reason. The second reason, if they finish with the best record in the league, which it looks like they're most likely going to do thus far, 30% into the season, then I think there's no debate that you can make out there to say that Giannis shouldn't be a back-to-back MVP. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that Giannis is going to win a consecutive MVP award? Or do you think that something is going to happen probably after All-Star break? The story of the league is going to change and something else may happen. Maybe the Lakers, may overtake the Bucks or even the Houston Rockets. Do you think somebody else is going to win it? Or do you think that Giannis is going to win? And if you think so, please let me know why in the comment section below. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to be notified when all of our newest and hottest content comes out. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamers Pro, wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.